What's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary, the absolute best, but most importantly, the realest marketing show on the internet. Why do I say realist? Because we keep it real. But also because every single guest here is not prepped. They're not scripted. They've not been told what to say. They don't know what questions I'm going to ask them. Dadgummit, I don't even know what questions I'm going to ask them some days. Okay, my friends? You're going to see some hat throws. Oh, my gosh. And you might even see some DDTs from some multiple hats here. Watch this. Okay, I might come up. Boom. Okay. Nothing like a good DDT on a triple hat stack. My friends, we do it a little different around here. I'm not a university dean. I don't have a whole lot of respect for most university deans anyways, because they don't read the fine print to our 18-year-old children when they're going into university before they come there, and they take on tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars of unforgivable student loans to go into the university to get a degree in a field of work that they may not even pursue. And there's a lot of statistics and data that show that a lot of people do not pursue the degree path or the field that they get their degree in. So we're going to keep it really real with you here this morning and ask some different questions and try to get behind the scenes look at our guest and how she did it. This morning, we have a former teacher who's going to reveal her secrets to eye-catching content and let us know how she has achieved the success that she has achieved so far. With that being said, from North Carolina, Jessica, welcome to the show.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm excellent. So just for everybody's, and to keep me accountable, you weren't prepped or scripted, and we didn't even talk backstage, right? I just came on and said, hey, ready to rock and roll. And you were like, if you are.
I'm winging it. Yes. No notes. I'm good to go. We'll see what happens.
Good. I like that. I know so many people feel more prepared when they are prepared with those kind of things. But I tell you, we get a lot of from the heart conversations here by just, going right into it and talking like you talk to anybody else. Yes. And so thanks for being a good sport and coming on and being a part of the show. We love talking to new people. How long have you been a part of Legendary Marketer? When did you first take our challenge?
So I took your challenge in August, and then I started, I think, the end of September, like September 31st.
Okay. So, did you be watching before that? How long did it take you to make?
No. I did not know anything about it. Obviously, a lot of people's stories are, you found them on social media. You found somebody on social media talking about, how they're making money doing digital marketing or affiliate marketing. And that's my story as well. And I was laying in bed one night and I saw a woman talking about how she was making, I think, $20,000 a month doing affiliate marketing. And I was like, excuse me? I'm gonna need to know your secrets. So I clicked on her link, found your stuff, immediately bought it that night while I was laying in bed, started it the next day, and just hit the ground running.
Nice. So what's been the thing that's led you to Legendary? I mean, what were you looking for, or what did you realize you were looking for once you got here? And do you feel like you found it?
Yeah. So, as you said, I was a former teacher. I taught for about 5 years and kind of immediately knew that was not for me when I was teaching. And while I was teaching, I was starting a photography business. I was kind of doing that on the side and then was making way more money doing that. So I quit teaching altogether and have done a photography business for 10 plus years. And I still do photography. But I was doing a ton of elopements. I was traveling all the time. And we had kids almost 4 years ago. And within those 4 years, I realized that, I can't be traveling every single weekend. I don't get to see my husband at all. I don't get to see my kids on the weekend. Yes, I stay at home with them, but I also have to, edit photos and stay up till 2 a.m. and get people, their stuff. So I was kind of lost at that point because I had been doing photography for so long that I was like, I don't think this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. This is, this is not where I'm being called anymore. And I wasn't really hunting for anything else to do. I was kind of just trying to find myself and figure out what I like to do. And once I came upon you guys, I was like, I think that I can do that. That is something that I think I would be very passionate about. Not just, and when I went into it, I originally wanted to be an affiliate for lots of photography stuff, like cameras and just all kinds of courses for photographers, editing courses. And I still do that, and I still make money with that. But while I was doing that, I was like, I could niche down and do photography, or I could do both and help moms and dads, parents, everybody out and let them know about Legendary so that they could also figure out how to do this too. And it's not just Legendary. I mean, I love Legendary, don't get me wrong, but it's just the course teaches you so many things, and it opens so many doors to figuring out, first of all, your passions in life. Because honestly, with photography, I was like, I don't know what else I like to do. I don't know what my hobbies are. And when someone comes to me and they're like, how do I figure out my niche? I ask them, what is something that you could talk about for hours? Like it could be parenting, cooking, whatever you like to do. And is that something that do you know places that you could be an affiliate for? And if not, we can figure that out together. I just helped somebody yesterday figure out, she's really into horses, and she bought your course, and she was like, I don't know how to figure out how to become an affiliate for programs. And I was like, well, let's do this together. Let's just look up stuff. So yeah, it was awesome, because there's a lot of people in North Carolina that are horse people. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that is so cool. And I love your journey of just, thinking through your niche, or niche, as some people call it, working with our fishing formula business plan, which is, right, that's something that can be helpful and kind of walk you through, right? So what stood out to you as you were going through our challenge, or any of our other training? Our blueprints. I can see that you enrolled in our blueprints as well. What really stood out to you, as, let's just say, as you were going through the 15-day challenge, that made sense to you before you even got into choosing your niche? And because you just elaborated on that a little bit, what stood out to you in terms of, because there's so many different things you could pursue on the internet, and I'm sure that you've gotten lots of videos in your various social media feeds of lots of different things. What made sense here for somebody who is maybe just hopping on this show and doesn't really know the difference between us or other ventures they could pursue on the internet? What made sense with the core 4 business models, selling information, and or anything else inside of the challenge as you really started to dig into some of the meat and potatoes?
So I think when I started digging into the core 4, it was kind of talking about, like, what makes sense to you when you were looking at other people's stuff and you were trying to figure out, what connected with you. How can you connect to other people? How can you make a connection there instead of just feeling salesy? And I honestly went back, and that's mainly the videos that I do now, is stuff to connect with other people, connect with moms, and just be really vulnerable. And I know that's very hard for a lot of people. A lot of people are like, do I have to show my face? And why you don't. You do have to connect with your audience. And that's honestly the really, really hard part with doing this.
Not feeling salesy or yeah, for sure. And did you feel a sense that as you were going through and envisioning yourself beginning to get into practicing the core 4 business models, that you could do it without feeling salesy, without pitching friends and family, that you were learning skills to be able to market to a cold audience and generate leads and customers from scratch?
Yeah, I did feel like that, because, like I said, when I found this mom on there, I really related to her, and I was like, if I can relate to somebody else, somebody can relate to me. It could be just one simple video. They couldn't relate to any other ones, but I just keep putting content out there, and it could be one simple video that they really, really relate to, and I get them into doing this. It changes their lives. that's my goal.
Yeah. And that's the same for any niche, right? I mean, you talked about the horse niche, for example, and if one, somebody decides to pursue the horse niche, and maybe that's becoming a better rider, right? What would be an example of a sub niche that somebody could go into under that horse niche umbrella? Just since you know more about it from being from that area and that being popular.
Yeah. So I actually owned horses when I was young, and my mom used to ride all the time. And I think one big thing is training horses. So not just training them for shows, but training them so that you can ride them, training them so that you feel comfortable and that they know you and you're literally like one when you're riding the horse. That's a huge area too, because if someone hasn't been around horses and they really want a horse, they have no clue what they're doing. So starting from scratch and figuring out how to train yourself really to help the horse figure out you and what you're telling it to do. I think that would be huge if someone had a digital product on that. Or digital.
And they could essentially watch those videos, those tutorial videos. What that course might look like would be somebody with their iPhone even out on the what do you call where you train? The riding rink, right? Or right there on the farm somewhere. Yeah. And they're just filming, doing specific strategies with that horse, right?
And that's probably out there somewhere.
Sure.
I just don't know about it.
Absolutely, without a doubt. And that's one of the tips that we talk about throughout inside of the blueprints as you're finding your niche and deciding what you want to promote, is that it's, competition is a good thing. If you see other courses, if you see other people who are selling courses or talking about that topic on the internet, then you actually have found something that's got buyers, because nobody creates and keeps creating content when you're doing your research out there and you're looking on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook for, horse training videos. And if you don't see anything out there, then there's probably a good possibility that somebody tried that at one time and it didn't work out. But I think a lot of people, even in the online marketing or make money online niche, they see other people doing it and they think that it's saturated, when really the opposite is true. That there's actually, most likely, especially if it's already been vetted by previous marketers in that niche, there's probably enough people, customers, clients, potential, and even repeat buyers to get into. What were some of the limiting beliefs that you had to overcome when you were putting the rubber to the road, getting out of that comfortable student and learning mode to actually using those? Well, you were always used to being behind the camera, right? So what was that transition like, and what were some of the limiting beliefs and challenges that you can recall that stood out to you when you were actually started marketing?
So this has always been a mental struggle. Like, it is day to day. It's, some days are good and some days are bad. Some days, you want to keep going, and some days you're like, oh, I just got the stomach bug and I cannot do this today, which happened over Christmas to us. So I think mentally it's like, can I keep going? What am I doing this for? And you have to just keep in the back of your mind why you're doing this, what this is for. Like, when I first started, nobody makes money when they first start. And you're putting in all these hours, you're figuring out your funnel, you're doing all this stuff. And you're like, why am I taking time away? This is what I thought. Why am I taking time away from my kids to do this when I don't even know if I'm going to make money at it? But also, that was what it was like with photography too. But obviously I didn't have kids, but I was like, who knows if I'm going to make money? I got to jump anyway. I got to do this anyway. And I feel like I have like an entrepreneur, it's in my bones. It's in my soul. Like, I can't settle for just average. And a lot of people are like that too, but you have to do it scared. You have to do it when you don't know what's going to happen. And that's the tough part. And you have to get through that first month. You have to get through that second month, and it gets easier and better. And you start getting more confident with what you're doing. And literally, it's just a mental struggle every single day. I mean, it is. It's hard. But if you believe you can do it, I think I heard somebody say on here one time that they didn't have a time limit on this. They were doing it and they didn't have a time limit on how much money they would make. They didn't have expectations. And that's honestly what you have to do. Yes, you can set goals, and that's great. But you also have to know that you may fail at times and be okay with that. Because if you're an entrepreneur, you're not going to succeed all the time. You're going to fail over and over and over, but fail forward, keep going, figure out what you did wrong, figure out what you can do right, and just keep going.
And isn't that with everything? I mean,
Yeah.
golly, I mean, you just described the path to success in absolutely anything you do, as well as some of the common risks that you take with any business that you're going to start. Why am I taking away time from sitting on the couch and watching Netflix? Why am I taking away time from spending time with my family? Why am I
Yeah.
taking away time from this thing to do this thing? And golly, that's such a powerful justification that a lot of times we can use, but at the same time, that really is keeping one foot in one pond and one foot in the other. We used to call this in recovery. If you're, because the whole point is to try to live in the day, right?
Right.
And not, have regrets about the past or anxiety
Okay.
about the future, right? One day at a time. So they always said, if you got one foot in yesterday and one foot in tomorrow, you're peeing all over today.
Yeah.
And the principle is kind of the same here. If we're focusing on all of these other things, anything and everything but what we're doing, then in a way, we're kind of peeing all over what we are doing. And no matter what we do, if we have that kind of grass is greener on the other side mindset, or that mindset that I'd love to be anywhere except where I am right now, or I'd like to be anybody except who I am right now.
Yeah.
Man,
And I
that's
think we've all had that mindset at one point in our lives. And if you have it, you're probably lying. You're probably telling a lie, and life is hard. Life is hard for everybody. You have to choose your hard. You have to choose what you want to do and what you want to stick to. You have to choose whether you want to, live a financially stressful life and watch Netflix every night, or if you want to learn some skills that can help you be financially free.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's choose your hard. Wow, that's a platinum boulder nugget hat throw 50,000 times over. Choose your hard, my friends. I mean, at the end of the day, Jessica, right? Being poor, living paycheck to paycheck, that's just as hard as putting in, extra hours or dealing with the frustration and the overwhelm of starting a new business of any kind, isn't it? I mean, that's why we all started this in the first place. And I think sometimes we forget what brought us here in the first place because we suddenly start obsessing about the pain that the sores on the bottom of our feet from walking the trail of success. But it's like, I don't remember how my ass was on fire when I've got short-term memory problems because I also don't remember what the hell drove me in here in the first place. And now all of a sudden I'm now complaining about the very solution that I'm trying to solve my last problem. And that pessimistic, negative, always finding a problem attitude is really it's a recipe for success. What other limiting beliefs have you had to overcome? I mean, any childhood or geographical issues, friends, family, I mean, things that you've heard or particular traditions or beliefs in your community or in your family that this kind of goes against?
Yeah. So, all of our lives we're always said to go to college, get a degree, get a good job. And that's honestly, I've never followed those rules because I went to college to get an art degree, which is like, what can you do with art? You know what I mean? Like, I got out and I literally was like, what am I doing with my life? I'm not going to make any money. So then, but I did go to college. But while I was there, obviously I was fighting the system.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to be here. I'm going to get an art degree.
Right.
But yeah, so all through high school, all through my, education, my mom was always pushing us to get good grades, to be, top of your class. And this is what's important. And, before I even found out about this, before I even started Legendary, me and my husband were talking, and, he makes good money. He's a physical therapist, but he was like, it would have been great. We have a friend that owns a construction business, and we were like, gosh, how much money is he making? Like, he went to school to be a lawyer and stopped practicing law to do this because he's making more money.
Wow.
Like, yeah. So we were just like, we need to instill in our kids a passion that they love and to pursue that. Don't just pursue good grades. Don't just pursue something because everyone's telling you that that's the right path. You need to do a path that is right for you. Yeah. So just, I guess, to answer your question, I had to overcome the fact that my family wanted me to get good grades and go to school and do all this stuff. And it's hard when you don't have a lot of support in that. Not that my family didn't support me, but it's hard. A lot of families wouldn't support an art major, Yeah. So
yeah, for sure. And now, are you paying student loans on that particular degree?
Yes, I still have student loans. I don't have a lot, but I do have student loans, and my husband still has student loans, and it's still, yeah. So I obviously went to get an art degree and went back to get my master's to teach art. And I'm paying on my master's degree, and I haven't taught in at least, I can't even remember, 7 years. And so I'm like, oh, I'm doing absolutely nothing with this. And honestly, when I went to school for art, I knew photography was what I wanted to do. And it didn't teach me a whole lot. It taught me how to do compositions, and it taught me how to, work a camera. But everything that I know, I took education online and ran with that.
Wow.
How I built my business successfully was online education. It wasn't in school.
I mean, that really says a lot about where we're at in our education system nowadays. I don't know about any of you, but I've never heard any of my friends who went to college saying that the university president sat them down before they enrolled in their college by taking out a 30, 40, 50 or $100,000+ student loan to come to that university and sat them and their family down. Because absolutely it's important that a 17, 18-year-old person that we all know, nobody's stupid in society, especially not deans, and that we all know the brain is not fully developed until the mid-20s.
Yeah.
So now we've got 17, 18-year-old people who are taking out loans that they will be paying on, in some cases, for the rest of their lives.
For sure.
No, I have never heard, not one time, the university dean coming and meeting with families and saying, here's the full disclosure and all the statistics about what you are about to do. Okay. The decision that you're about to make.
Yeah. Honestly, when I was in school, I was like, I'm going to take out the max amount because that's what I can do. I can pay my rent with it. I can do this with it. And I didn't know how much interest there was on student loans when I got out. And it's insane. It's absolutely insane. They literally need to educate you on what you're doing before you do it. Like, I feel like that should be illegal.
Well, yet internet marketing courses and people are called scammers who are actually giving information at a reasonable price and making it really accessible to people. I mean, even our business blueprints are $2,500 a piece, which is a fraction, a freckle on the pimple of a gnat's ass compared to what people are taking out in student loans. And, our terms and conditions, the contract that we sign is pure. It's simple. It's not a bunch of legalese crap. Our disclaimers on our pages, right at the bottom of every page, says the majority of people who buy any how-to information make no money at all. If you aren't ready to take on risk, don't take it. Don't buy these products. And yet
And
somehow,
honestly, I feel like going to college is a bigger risk nowadays than learning online information. That's the bigger risk. And people don't understand that like Legendary has so much value in it. It's not just teaching you how to build you don't have to build your own business, but it's also teaching you how people are making their money. And I saw before a Legendary marketer, you always see on TikTok or Instagram or wherever, affiliate marketers, how beauty products and stuff like that. And honestly, I had no idea that they were making money doing that. I didn't know that. And so you learn what other people are doing as well and how the world works.
Absolutely. I call it the marketing shades. I don't have sunglasses here with me, but I call it the marketing shades. Once you put them on by going through this education, and you can really get them in a short period of time here going through our curriculum at Legendary. It's not like it's a 4-year commitment. It's not like it's, I wanted to just validate a few of you who are my Lord. I mean, there is Shelby says, I've been to college 3 times on my 3rd time for RN, BSN, and now I'm in so much debt. I can't even imagine how to get it paid off. Golly.
Well, you're in the right place, Shelby.
Let me see. Gisela said, yeah, agreed. It really should. I did the same, took out max because we were poor. And now I have $350,000 in student loans, which is more than my salary would ever pay for. Hence why I invested in Legendary. Look at this one. Alexandra said, my parents applied for college for me. So they're the ones who took out the loans. I didn't even know anything about it until I left school and started getting those student loan payment notices. Yep. I mean, I had to do debt consolidation to get rid of my student loans or I'd be paying them forever. What were you going to say?
So, like you said earlier, like there's 17, 18, 19-year-olds that are going to college and they know nothing about it and their parents are helping them. My parents helped me fill out the FAFSA, and our brains don't fully develop until mid-20s or something like that. And so I just feel like it's so hard to know exactly what you want to do with your life at 17, 18, 19 years old. I'm 36 years old and I still have no clue what I want to do with my life. Yeah. And I'm going to keep learning. Yeah. And some people, are scared and they don't want to learn anymore. They just want to stay safe. And I understand that. It's great having a sense of security, especially after I had my kids. I was like, maybe I should just go back and teach, because there's a sense of security in that, no matter if it's a small amount of money or not.
Yeah. Sarah said, I took the $7 course, but still wasn't understanding the business plan part, mainly how to organize and execute action. Well, the good news is it was only $7 and you still have tons of time and you're in the right place to be able to get help to figure that out, Sarah. Whatever your question is or however we can help, maybe you can post it in our Facebook group. Maybe
or message affiliate marketers. Like, I answer questions all the time, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people are super busy, but I am here to help. I would be happy to help you.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's really nice. The stories are just coming in over and over. It really is. I think, one of the things that is it's shocking, the amount of debt that people have. It's really shocking. It's shocking. Yeah. It's sad, and it's a damn epidemic. I think, because, people are, when you have that much debt, and then the other predatory form of marketing that happens that doesn't get regulated, and it's disgusting. I wish our regulators would really pay attention to the true epidemics in our country, which
Yeah.
is how not only what we just described with student loans happened, but also the other thing that you start getting right when you're 18 is, and I'm talking about literally the month you turn 18, if not the same damn day or week, is those freaking credit card
Oh,
off, and that's more in the eyes of an 18-year-old, that's more free money, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Free money, right?
Yeah.
Because
And you can get that free money for up to a year, and you could, get 0% interest for up to a year, and then you could rack up all this stuff. But then that 30%,
right,
it's
yeah,
insane.
it is insane.
Yeah.
It is insane. And we really need to wake up. And I think one of the reasons why communities like ours are so important, and we're not here to call people out and make a big stink. Honestly, I mean, this is a conversation within our community that we're having. We're not
Right.
going to go
Option
out.
or not.
Honestly, there's nothing we could do anyways. The system is
Yeah.
way too big and way too powerful. I don't think I can save the world. I'm not going to be a martyr. I'm not going to
Yeah.
go waste my time fighting, even though I'm David and they're Goliath. I'm not going to fight them. And I don't think any of us should either.
Yeah.
It's about knowing what the hell's going on. As you said, you put the glasses on and now you see, you can understand. You start to begin to understand why so many of the college dropouts have gone on to be our society's billionaires,
Yeah.
right? Because they were like, let's get the hell out of here
And they
let's
start to understand how the world works. Yeah.
let's go pursue a business,
Yeah.
right, that we can own. But we're not going to sit here. Guys like Zuckerberg and so many other people said, we're not going to sit here and be trained for 8 years and hundreds of $1,000s worth of debt to be trained to be a factory worker, to work for somebody else. We're going to get the hell out of here and we're going to go start a freaking business, and we'll hire all of these people who are being trained to be job factory working people when they come out of Harvard and when they come out of MIT. And that's the truth. That's why you see guys and gals in flip-flops and tank tops and t-shirts who are employing all of the guys and gals in suits and with all of the degrees, because that's how the world works. But see, we're not explained that. We're not explained that form of critical thinking. We're not explained the idea of entrepreneurship and money management and compound interest. We don't get an education on how to have compound interest work for us. We start getting bombarded with credit card payments. And right at the tender age of 18, compounding interest usually starts working against us within months.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I could rant about this all day long. It really does fire me up, and it's one of the reasons why I'm passionate about the niche that I work in and have been in for 13 years. But my friends, the bottom line is that what we're teaching here is entrepreneurship, and we're teaching it through these core 4 business models, because we believe these business models are the smartest models to run as an average ordinary person, without needing to take out loans to buy equipment, without needing to go get certifications or degrees, without needing to go out there and spend years and years of your life to get ready. And all the while you're being trained essentially to get ready to take a test, when the truth is, in real life, tests don't count. The test is, how fast can you start, and how much can you stay in there and keep testing even when you feel like you're failing. And exactly what you said a moment ago, which is, when you are failing, fail forward, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And a lot of people are scared to start, but once you start, like, you grow this confidence of, of course you're going to fail. Like I said, you're going to fail no matter what. If you're an entrepreneur, you're going to fail. If you're a parent, you're going to fail. If you cook dinner and you burn it, that's a failure, and that's okay. You've learned something, and you just fail forward. Yeah.
So how did you, now that we've understood a little bit more about how you picked your niche and what stood out to you, and a little bit more about your personal personal motivations and experience with education and loans and all of that, and we've ranted about that, what has worked for you in terms of marketing and content creation? I mean, what have you learned here over the past, and also remind me when you started.
So I launched September 31st. So it's been a little over 3 months. So what have I learned oh my gosh, it feels like it's been a lifetime since I started. Like I've learned so much, and there's so many amazing people out there doing this that you can learn from. And honestly, I feel like also there's so many amazing people, but you have to take it one coach at a time too. If you take in too much information at once, you're not going to know which direction to go. And you have to trust your gut. You have to think about, really, what do I want to do? What niche do I want to be in? And do I trust that this is the right thing to do?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, when I was laying in bed that night, I was like, immediately bought your course and was like, I got to do this. I just trusted my gut. And I'm also a very spontaneous person like that. I trust my gut a lot. And it's hard when people don't do that and then they pass up something amazing like this. It's really hard.
Yeah. And, how do you take a leap of faith and get started, even if you feel like you don't know 100% or don't trust 100%? I think it's difficult to trust 100%.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what is your thought process or thinking or approach to just getting started and testing and tweaking and adjusting as you go as well?
So I don't know where I heard this, but you can never stop learning. And if you try hard enough, if you keep going, that's not a failure. Even if you can't make this work, that is not a failure. You learned something, you figured it out, and you're going to keep going. That's also, a lot of people say the only people that don't make it in this industry are people that quit. And I almost believe that, because I had someone message me the other day that was like, I bought the $7 course and I didn't get anything from it. I didn't make any money. And I was like, well, like, how long did you do that? Did you take advantage of the blueprints? Did you take advantage of the one-on-one calls? Did you do everything that you possibly could in order to, achieve your goals? You guys want us to succeed. You have everything put out there so that we can succeed. And it's absolutely amazing. Also, I wanted to talk about, like, the big thing that I absolutely love is mindset in this course. Mindset is absolutely huge. Manifesting is huge. And I think if you didn't have the money mindset and things like that in your course, it would not be near as good. I think a lot of people have, teach stuff like this, but also they don't tell you, you have to be in the right mindset.
Yeah.
Because it's hard.
Yeah. And I'm seeing some stuff, and only each one of you all can know and have to be honest with yourself about kind of why you're asking the question. So, like Taylor, for example, says, I'd be interested to see the ratio of people who pay the 2.5 for continuous coaching versus those who just complete the 15-day challenge, and how much more or less profitable each group is.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, that's fine. It's like, why? But why? Why? I mean, first of all, we can't really track that. It's, we have 25 to 35,000 people that take our 15-day challenge each and every month. The majority of people who buy the 15-day challenge do nothing with it.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, and also I would say that there's a lot of people who buy the blueprints that do nothing with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so,
it's individual. It's your work ethic. It's how much you put in.
It is. And it's like, the other thing that I think is really important, and this is not to call you out, Taylor, thanks for the question. We just don't have that data to be able to track every single person. Our disclaimer is very simple. The majority of people who buy any how-to information from us or on the internet make no money at all.
Yeah.
That's our disclaimer. Right?
I mean, it's literally, you say it's not a get rich quick thing.
Well,
you're not guaranteed to make any money.
Right. And this is the reason why I'm bringing this up with the mindset piece is that, because you brought up mindset, and I'm bringing this up is because the question really is, what are we really looking for? Are we looking for something for free? Right. I mean, we just got done talking. By the way, Danielle, yes, Jessica did buy the blueprint. She just talked about it. And I don't know if there's,
Not that there's not a ton of value in that $7 course.
For sure, for sure. Just finishing my point on the motive, like what you focus on is what becomes a reality for you.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
if you all come into this and your focus and intention is, how can I do this by spending the absolute least amount of money and avoiding, any sort of further coaching or accountability or whatever. I mean, the truth of the matter, honestly, that's you know you're going to attract the same type of clients and people that you are, is what,
Yeah,
and one of the
yeah,
reasons why I always try to be a good client and a good student is because I want to attract those same kind of people. But
mhm,
I don't want to attract people who are always beating me down or who always want to discount. And it's also really interesting, the people who who try to beat people down, and the people who have the most complaints and want to do the most due diligence and want to try to root out the secret, or whatever people are holding back, or you know they're the
so
ones who or complain about the cost of everything, are
yeah,
usually the people who do nothing and make nothing.
right.
Whereas
Yes.
my experience is the people who just make a decision, whether it's to buy something or not buy something, but don't try to tear things down and don't try to tear people down, and just take responsibility for their own decisions and own
Yeah,
outcomes. Those are the people who are the most successful. And that's
yeah,
why you see the meme floating around the internet, which is the $50 client had, 50,000 questions and tried to tear me down, while as the $5,000
no,
client asked me where to send the wire. And
yes,
that's been my experience too. The people who are the who are willing to invest in themselves and who kind of take action fast are usually the ones who have the most
yeah,
success. The ones who dilly dally and want to try to prove things wrong and want to try. Here's the other thing that I want to point out to everybody: we didn't invent affiliate marketing. We
right.
didn't invent selling information products, right? um, you can go out to YouTube University. You can go
Mm,
anywhere you want and try to learn this and possibly even be successful with it. We're not saying this is not an MLM. You're not buying something to
right,
resell it, right?
yes. Which
This
I
is
get that question all the time, and I'm like,
well,
"No,
well,
that
because we have a great product and a lot of people
right,
promote us as affiliates, people think that that's what we're doing here, but we don't even mention our affiliate
no,
program in the challenge or in
you
any of
don't."
our training. People just seek it out,
Yeah,
sign
that's what I did
yeah, they
because
sign up as an affiliate,
I
and they start promoting. There's no coercing, no asking or anything. So the
Nope,
truth is that whether you learn these skills here, or whether you learn them somewhere else for free from YouTube University, from somebody that you relate with better, the truth is and I say this on damn near every episode of Wake Up Legendary. I think you should learn these skills whether you learn them here or
yes,
somewhere else. I
I
don't
do
really
too. I agree. Yeah, I completely agree with that. And um, what were you saying earlier? I had something to comment about. Oh, about the person that wants to pay $50 and then complains about everything. That is so true with photography too, because I have these clients that beat me down and they're like, but I want this price. And I'm like, eventually, I'll say, okay, like, let's just do it. I'm
Yeah.
okay with it. You seem awesome. And then when it comes to their wedding or their engagement photos or something, it's like, oh my gosh, why did I take on this client? Why did I do this to myself? And then the people that are willing to pay my highest package, they're going to pay for a hotel and travel fees and all that stuff. They have absolutely no complaints. They don't ask me when their photos are going to be done the next day.
Mm,
They just trust you. They
yeah.
just trust that you are a professional and you know what you're doing.
Yeah, you're totally right. You're totally right. And again, I love that you brought that up in the photography business, because it's the same everywhere.
It is.
Gail says that I found the exact same thing in my traditional business. People that want to pick everything's apart and wants to get the best deal and wants to beat you down on the price and everything. I mean, they're the kind of people that want to scam you at the end and not even pay you for
Right.
your work or service.
Yeah.
You are who you attract who you are, right? And
Mhm.
so there's people out here And I've seen it for 13 years that, want to spend no money, but then want people to spend money with them. And it's
Right.
like, what's wrong with that picture? That's not life. First of all, you have to develop your value and your knowledge somehow, some way.
Yeah.
And the way that we encourage you to evolve and grow your knowledge is by going through some education, getting educated. The
Yeah.
beautiful thing is we're not asking you to take out a $50,000 unforgivable loan that you're never, that's going to have crazy interest rates. I mean, it's $7, it's $2,500 for our business blueprints, or just watch freaking Wake Up Legendary. I mean, there's so
Oh,
many,
yeah.
I mean, this is 800, damn near 900 episodes of
Yeah.
just the realest. The truth is that I challenge any one of you. This is a real, and email me, dave@legendarymarketer.com. Seriously, I challenge any one of you to go and find a course. I don't care how expensive it is on marketing out there that delivers more than our free show does. There's nearly
So
900 episodes of Wake Up Legendary. You go and you find me, and I'm dead serious. You
yeah.
show me and you email me if you say, and I'm happy to be proven wrong. Dave, I think this course at
Right.
this company, it's $5,000, it's $10,000, maybe your marketing degree that delivers more value than we deliver here for free. That's my
And
challenge.
honestly, I've taken marketing courses before. Being an entrepreneur before this, I've taken tons of marketing courses, and nothing has ever really clicked like this course. Nothing has ever really said to me, that you're gonna be able to do this because of all of the value that's in it.
Yeah. And you and I have never talked. I mean, this is the other thing that with nearly 900 people on on the show, I've never talked to a single one of them before we go live. So, I mean, you could have got on today and say, Dave, you're the biggest, scam
Yeah.
piece of crap. I couldn't wait to get on here and tell you how much of a loser you are. And I hope you burn in purgatory for, forever. Um, but that's not happened one time, and it's not because of any other reason except that, we're just trying to, as you said, really help people. And nowadays, this is how you have to run a business. You
Yeah.
have to be involved with your clients. You have to be involved with your customers. I made a decision back during the pandemic that I was going to start doing the show myself. We had some of our other teammates on our legendary team doing the show. We weren't interviewing students though.
Okay.
Just going live every day. Somebody from our internal team, a salesperson, somebody from marketing. And during the
Yeah.
pandemic, what the decision that was made was I'm going to go live every single day. And at first, I just went live by myself.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we started interviewing people, and it's just taken off from there. And we've never ran out of students who would come on the show and were excited about coming on. And
Yeah.
so it's this is an example. And what we try to do is eat our own cooking here versus making millions of dollars selling courses while teaching you how to do Amazon or drop
Right.
shipping or Etsy,
Yeah.
right? And it's like when we're really making our money from selling courses, we actually execute the business models that we teach people how to do. We sell courses, coaching, and do events, and also do affiliate marketing.
Mhm.
We earn affiliate commissions from various things
Yeah.
throughout our sales process, our marketing process, if you will. And so here we are, nearly 900 episodes later, all born out of a test.
Yeah.
Uh, so this is look, at this point, we've got a brand in the marketplace. We've got a lot of success stories. It's not us who you need to validate. It's
Right.
not us who you need to check out. That's fine. Take as much time as you want. It's you, my friends, that you need to
100%.
check your own commitment levels, and you need to decide whether you are going to sign up for something and keep the promise to yourself.
Yep.
Does that resonate?
Like I said, if you just keep going, you can't fail.
What have you learned about yourself, Jessica, through this process?
That I'm stronger than I think I am mentally. Honestly, like, raising two kids and staying at home with them and doing this and running a photography business and my husband's gone on the weekends a lot. It's a lot. And I committed to myself. Like, I was like, I'm going to do this for a whole year. If nothing comes of it, nothing comes of it. That's totally fine. I'm going to commit to doing this every single day for a whole year. And doing that and staying to that commitment has made myself really, really proud. And knowing that I can actually achieve something that I didn't know that I could achieve.
Hmm. Hmm. Very interesting. Very
Yeah.
interesting. And have you built some self-esteem and
Oh yeah.
some confidence along the way as well, just in this 6-month period of time?
Oh yeah, 100%. Just knowing, and okay, so of course I was always behind the camera in photography, but you have to post stuff and you have to kind of get your, let people know who you are. But posting yourself every single day and being that vulnerable and having people relate to you has built my self-esteem more than anything, because people are always worried about what other people think.
Hmm.
And when you do this, you almost start to stop worrying about that,
Hmm.
because your goals are bigger than what other people think.
Yeah. And that's a whole nother like rabbit hole of like learning
Mhm.
to tune out people's
Yeah.
opinions, right? Of like and what they think of you
Yeah.
and all of that. Like, I mean, we talk about that quite a bit on the show, and it sounds like you've had to go through that maturity process as
Yeah.
well of hey, these people don't pay my bills, right?
Right. Yeah. So I don't care what they think. I don't care what they think. This is what I'm doing. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. And I actually started posting stuff about this on my photography page because I have so many people that already trust me and know me. And I was just like, y'all, this is something everybody should know about. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So a lot of people started following me on my other Instagram because they were like, wait, Jessica knows what she's talking about, you know?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
good for you. Good for you, man. God bless it. Good for you. Really happy for you, Jessica. And you've helped us kind of wrap our week up with a wildly inspirational conversation. I mean, I got fired up myself, DDT'd a couple of hats here, you
Yeah.
know. It's just it's beautiful to see your and hear your attitude, your mindset, and also your emphasis on mindset, and I'm so glad that you've discovered through this process how strong you are, how much you can handle, because I have a hunch that you're just at the beginning stages of your
Oh, yeah.
capacity and your potential.
Yes. 100%. Yep.
And I
Yep.
genuinely mean that. I mean, that's no BS. I've seen people really, time and time again step into the best version of themselves and their power and achieve things that if they would have tried to guess or set goals, they would have drastically shortchanged themselves.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine, and I'm excited to see what you do in the next year. And I'd love to have you back on the show and continue the conversation.
Definitely. I would love that.
All right, my friend. Well, stay legendary. Have a great weekend. Happy New Year to you. And we'll talk to you later. Okay.
Thanks, Dave.
All right. See you. All right, my friends. You can follow Jessica at Jessica the Money Mama. That's JESSICA, the Money Mamas, MAMA. Okay. Jessica the Money Mama over at or on Instagram. My friends, wow, man, I am like fired up this morning. A lot of topics that we covered that got me or get me fired up. This was really an episode that is as so many of our episodes are, worth a re-listen, worth really going back this weekend. And thankfully it's Friday for those of you who do have jobs, and you can hopefully take some time today and throughout the weekend to get your mind right. It's the beginning of the year, so it's a perfect opportunity for you to make a long-term commitment about building your business, whether that's this business here, whether you listened to this show this morning, you're like, I want nothing to do with these people, I'm going to go do something else. Fine. Make the same commitment to that. Jessica just spilled nugget after platinum boulder nugget about how to succeed in business, the mindset that you need to succeed in business as an entrepreneur. And the reason why we're called legendary marketers is because you can have the greatest product in the world, and many do, but if you don't know how to market it, it just sits on a shelf. Marketing is what makes the world go round. You have to know how to tell the story. You have to know how to hit people's pain points and get them to pay attention, how to relate to them, and to get them to say, wow, this person understands where I'm at, and I trust that they can help me get out of this hole, or at least point me in the right direction. And so make a commitment to yourself to learn these skills. Like I said, whether you want to learn them here or whether you want to learn them somewhere else, that doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to me. I've been doing this for 13 years, my friends. I was financially stable, thankfully, because of this business, because of these skill sets before Legendary was even launched, because I had been doing affiliate marketing, selling courses, coaching events for 7 years previous to that. So my friends, seriously, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Learn these skills, whether you learn them here or somewhere else. I just am a little bit biased, obviously, but think this is the best damn community on the internet. Just like I think this is the best damn marketing show on the internet, because it's real, it's raw. It shows you and lets you hear behind the scenes what people are thinking, how they got to where they're at. Little insight, not just a short video, but an insight, a conversation, most of the time at least an hour long, about what people are going through, what they've overcome to be able to get to where they're at. And there's not a single person that's come on the show that said it was easy. I just enrolled in the course and commissions just started flying from my computer. It was like, it was almost like I was just healed financially. Oh no, my friends, we're not laying hands on you. Okay? We're not throwing miracle water on you here, my friends. We'll pray for you, but you got to do the work. You got to take the time. You got to make the commitment. And guess what? Here's the dirty little secret. You're going to have to do that no matter what you do. You're going to have to do that no matter what you do. It's not just here. It's anywhere. So be legendary, my friends. Okay? Go and follow and learn from Jessica at Jessica the Money Mama over on Instagram. And if you want to get started with a challenge, you want to enroll in the blueprints, you want to come to a mastermind, go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll. legendarymarketer.com/enroll. And you can, I'll put that link right there in the comments for you as well. Go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll and get started, right? Get frickin' started. Do something. Most of you have already purchased the challenge or have enrolled in the blueprints, and your goal, your job right now is to follow through on those commitments that you made to learn these skill sets, or get back out there and post that video, or write that email, or you know what you need to do. It's just about doing it, right? It's about walking through that fear. You got this, okay? We believe in you, even if you don't believe in yourself right now, okay? And soon you will, and it'll be a great, amazing transformation to see and hopefully hear about one day, as you maybe come on this show and talk about your experience and your battle and your walk through the valley of despair, right? Those first couple of weeks or months to get to that mountain or at least that hill where you start to feel a little bit of that weight coming off your shoulders, and you say those 3 magical words. I got this. I got this. You got this, my friends. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday for another episode. Same place, same time. Stay legendary. Get out of here. Peace.